it in the beginning. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you want more content like this. And leave a comment.
Well, boys, I guess Bradley Beal will be damned. Amen, say man. Welcome back to another Act Like You Know video. I did not think this through with the white background, white hoodie. Probably a lot of white going on here, but hey, that's neither here or there. First of all, I want to talk about, in the title of this video, Anthony Edwards has officially became the best shooting guard in the league. I don't really think it's a debate as of right now. I feel like he came into the series, and before the series started, it was Devin Booker. I feel like Devin Booker was the best shooting guard. It was him, Donovan Mitchell. Who else? I don't know if you guys consider Kyrie a shooting guard, with how he plays with the Mavs, but I still think I would take Ant right now just because he plays well. He plays on both sides of the ball. But hey, Kyrie been hooping this series. I'm not gonna lie, Kyrie been putting on a show. Who else shooting guard? I don't know if you guys consider Jaylen Brown a shooting guard. You know, with this positionless basketball that we're transitioning to. But I still think that Anthony Edwards has officially taken the throne into not only being the best shooting guard, but also becoming a superstar. I now believe in my definition that Anthony Edwards can be the best player on a championship team. That's my definition of a superstar. Can you be the best player on a championship team? So we got about like 7, 8 of those guys. 7, 8 of those guys that I believe can be that guy. I'll make a list one day, but not today. So yeah, man, Anthony Edwards came in here. He went up against 2 Hall of Famers and 1 multi-time All-Star, and he completely took over each and every game disrespectfully, like just came over there and shitted on him. Each and every game, maybe not game 2. Game 2 was more of the Jaden McDaniels game, but Anthony Edwards did great things on both sides of the ball that game, whether it was getting his teammates open, drawing the attention, or just playing great defense in game 2. But every other game, I believe he gave them 30 plus and 30, or I think it was like 35 plus too. Like not just like 30, 35 plus, and he was talking crazy the entire time while also playing great defense. We got a lot of great moments from this series from Anthony Edwards, and I just think that, you know, he went up against the best shooting guard. No, he wasn't guarding him every time, but when he did guard him, he did a good job. And you know, he just outperformed each and every player in that series. He was by far the best player in the series. And you know, I feel like he's elevated himself into that superstar status role. And I mean, you can debate if you want, but I personally think he's a superstar now. I think he has like what's it called? The national attention. What am I trying to say? I'm drawing a blank here, boys and girls. So, and then obviously I feel like his play on the court is just spectacular. But yeah, so I was been thinking about this, and last night after he swept him, and the way he swept him, it's like he's the best shooting guard in the NBA. I feel like there's really no debate right now who the best shooting guard in the NBA is, and I feel like he's one of the faces of the NBA. The only problem with Ant right now is he be cussing too much. He's so truly, like, he's so himself, like he's so unapologetically himself that I don't know if the NBA will like make him the face of the NBA. Do you know what I'm saying? But you could have like an AI role where you're so unapologetically yourself that you just gravitate towards fans, and I feel like that's what he does. Like we're just like he's so unapologetic, so it's like you know you're getting the real him all the time. It feels like, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Anthony Edwards. Let me know what your thoughts are. I feel like he just came into the series and took the chain off Devin Booker, kind of like T.I. did in ATL to Lauren London. So
I bet you had a nice little laugh about this, huh?
Give me back my necklace.
No. And you the best shooting guard in the NBA. Moving on, Kevin Durant. You know, last video I said I wasn't going to be too harsh on Kevin Durant. And I'm not. Because I think Kevin Durant had a good series. I really do think he had a good series, except game 2? Game 2. I believe it was game 2 where he scored 18 points. Besides game 2, I thought he had a good series. I think he had one bad game in game 2. And that was probably the game they needed the most, considering Ant did not play his best and Cat was in foul trouble. But Jaden McDaniels took over that game. KD, what can I say? First of all, I want to say that KD, arguably, probably one of the best scorers in NBA history. Like versatility wise, like he can score on all three levels. He's pretty much unstoppable. The only person stopping KD is KD for the most part. I mean, I personally think that Kyrie is probably a more offensively talented offensive player, just because pound for pound, but I can see why people say KD. KD is a legend in this game. I don't want to get this confused. KD is, what else? He's a champion. Whether we like it or not, he's a champion. The way he did it. But I feel like KD's legacy has been put into question here. And I'm going to explain why. All right, so KD's rising to superstardom early in his career. And then he gets hurt. You know, he gets I believe it's the foot injury in OKC. And then he comes back. So he's already been to a finals before. And then you run up against a juggernaut Heat team. No one's going to discredit you for that. No one, like, the fact that you, Russ, and Harden went there, you know what I'm saying, you know, the teams you beat the Lakers, you beat, you know, just the teams y'all beat to get there as such a young team was just second to none. But then after that, you know, they get destroyed by the Spurs. Did they lose to the Grizzlies one year? I can't remember. And then, 1 year Russ was hurt. And then, obviously, KD was hurt. And then they come back. And so in 2015, they go up 3-1, obviously. No, 2016, they go up 3-1 because 2015, KD was hurt. 2016, they go up 3-1, and KD choked. I hate when people try to say that it was all Russ's fault. They both put the same amount of shots up in that series. I think KD might have taken more shots in that series. And they choked. They shot like 33% from the field after they went up 3-1. And you just got to win one to go to the finals. So they choked. So that's on his resume already. So he chokes a 3-1 lead. Then he pulls off what is deemed to most people the most cowardly, non-competitive move in NBA history. And he joins the team that beat him up 3-1 and joins the 73-9 Warriors. And then, you know, they go on to win two championships, back-to-back championships. The third one, they would have won the third championship if he didn't get hurt. So that's neither here or there. We can debate on who is the most important person and who is the best person on that team. I think KD was the best player on that team. I think Steph Curry was the most important player on that team. I think the system just works best for both of them. I think that system, that type of system was the best for KD, obviously, as you can see looking back on it now. So then KD leaves. You know, the time's up. It just feels like the time's up. You got the whole thing with Draymond. They're arguing, blah, blah, blah. So KD leaves. You know, he gets hurt again. He obviously tears his Achilles in the finals. And, you know, he waits a year. So, you know, KD comes back. So then this is unfortunate for KD. But KD has not been to a conference final since he left Steph. First year's unfortunate. Harden gets the hamstring injury. And Kyrie, what did he hurt? His ankle? His ankle or something? During the Bucks series when they were up 2-0. So, you know, KD does his best. He carries the team to win. He carries the team. They only won one game, now that I think about it. So he won one game, and then he almost won the second game without the boys. And, you know, his foot was on the line. That's neither here or there. But he also did go 0 for, I think he went 0 for 8 with an air ball in overtime. But we're gonna give him an excuse there because Kyrie was out. People like to say that they will win a championship. To me, that's neither here. That's subjective. I can't really confirm. Were they the favorites? Yes, but I don't know if they're gonna win because that's just like saying, what if Kawhi doesn't get hurt that same year and they meet up with the Clippers? Are we 100% sure that they're beating the Clippers that year? With Kawhi, PG all healthy, just coming off that embarrassing, they blew a 3-1 lead too the year before in the bubble to the Nuggets. So they're coming in with a whole different mindset. Tyronn Lue probably got the coaching. I would prefer him as the coach for my team. So I mean, I just think it would be a good series. So then next year they come back. He has Kyrie fully healthy. They get swept. It was a competitive sweep. It was a competitive series. It was close each game, but they got swept. Regardless of the fact they get swept. So they get swept, and then by the Celtics. And then, you know, of course, turmoil happens. It's not working out with the Nets. So then he leaves the Nets. He goes to the Suns. He goes to the Suns with Chris Paul and them. They beat a Clippers team in the first round without Kawhi. Okay, that's supposed to happen. Then they go up against the Nuggets, and they lose 4-2. They did lose Chris Paul, and you're just like, all right, this is the first, you know, they've only been together for 6 months. But this year is embarrassing. This year is embarrassing. You get swept again. Can't even get one game off the Timberwolves. And it just, you know, KD doesn't have that. He doesn't have that ring. Like, he doesn't have that Dirk Nowitzki ring. He doesn't have that LeBron James 2016 ring. He doesn't have Kobe Bryant 2009, 2010 ring. He doesn't have that ring that, like, you think of that elevates him into top 10 all time. I don't think KD's top 10 all time. He's more of like wherever we put like Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Tracy McGrady, all these greats. And I'm not trying to discredit his rings because he was phenomenal in those playoff runs in those finals. But the team was such a juggernaut, and you're also playing with a player that arguably is the greatest point guard ever, that it kind of takes away from the rings as just like we do with Kobe and his rings with Shaq, or Shaq with his rings with Kobe. And who else do we got here? LeBron, when he joined the Heat, he had to go win one without the Heat. I feel like to elevate him into that top 5, top 3, top 2, 1, wherever you like to put LeBron. I'm not here to I don't want to talk about that right now. I try not to get into GOAT debates, but KD, he has an argument for greatest scorer, but top 10, I don't. Yeah, and this is another reason why KD can't be the GOAT. Like, there's too many like instances. He doesn't meet GOAT criteria, if that makes sense. He doesn't have the GOAT criteria. He doesn't have a ring where he led a team. He doesn't have a ring the team was already built. He was just like, he just made them unstoppable with the Warriors, if you know what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have, what is it called? He doesn't have that bus driver type ring, as Charles Barkley refers to. Like, and since he left Steph, he hasn't even been to a conference finals. So it's just like, I'm just interested to see how we're going to look back on KD's career. Right now, I don't have him top 10. I think he's outside the top 10. And, you know, that's up for debate because you got Tim Duncan. You got, like, Tim Duncan's ahead of him all the time. Facts. Like, people will try to put Kevin Durant over Tim Duncan. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I'm just interested to see what y'all thoughts are on KD's legacy and where do we go from here with KD all the time. And, you know, SGA, man, I'm excited to see you next round. Let's see. SGA. End the video.